channel. This is a cooking ASMR video, and today we are going to be making my mom's caldereta. Caldereta is a Filipino meat stew dish, and it's spicy. If it's not spicy, it's afritada, which is quite similar, so you gotta make it spicy. Now we're starting off with the chopping and peeling of ingredients, and these are red potatoes. It can be any potatoes. The reason we are using red potatoes is because these are from the garden. These are the potatoes from my gardening 2025 short, and they're going in this caldereta. There's garlic, onion, and chili peppers. And if you ask my mom how much of anything in this video, I will just say to taste, because she does not have any solid measurements for this. It's different every time she cooks it, she says. As for the onions, you can use any kind of onions you want, red, white. It's whatever you have in your pantry. As for the meat and protein, you can honestly use beef, pork, or chicken. I like pork ribs a lot, like the spare ribs and chicken, but for this video today, my mom had pork, so we're using pork. But this is like a very versatile stew. That's why it's really popular. It's honestly whatever protein you want. The only reason I prefer spare ribs or chicken as the meat is because I like chewing on the bone. Once all the meat is gone, I like chewing on the bone. Other chopped ingredients that we sometimes add to caldereta that we just didn't have today is bell peppers or carrots. We're not really a fan of carrots, but if you want more veggies, you can add carrots or bell peppers to your caldereta. Personally, I really like bell peppers in mine, like the red, yellow, green, any bell peppers. They just add a good amount of crunch, 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 crunch to the dish. Now we're moving on to the seasonings, and we have achuete or annatto powder. We really like mamacitas, and then of course pork bouillon or whatever meat you chose, bouillon. So if you chose chicken, chicken bouillon. 1 tomato sauce can, pepper, salt, and cooking oil. Now that the ingredients and seasonings are all prepped, we are going to oil up our pan and heat it up. Once the pan is hot, we're going to add the garlic first, then the onions with the chili peppers, and saute them until the onion is translucent. At this point in the video, I did ask my mom how many she chopped, and she chopped half a head of garlic, 1 whole onion because it was small, and 4 chili peppers. Like with all Filipino cooking or Asian cooking in general, she adds a different amount of every ingredient every time she cooks it. It's always different. It's up to your taste and her mood that day. For example, today she wants it really spicy, so she adds 4 chili peppers. You can add more or less depending on your spice tolerance. Once the onion has turned translucent, you can add the achuete if you want to make it red. Again, the achuete is optional and does nothing for taste. Once the achuete is mixed in, add your meat of choice and stir until the meat is brown or browning. Now on this part of the video, my mom has done it differently before, but as you can see, she adds the pepper and the pork bouillon right away and stirs it. But my mom has stated that if you want the bouillon to mix more evenly and easier in the stew, to add a little bit of water to the mix once the meat has browned more. But in this video, she just adds the bouillon and pepper as soon as the meat is brown and mixes it as is. So it's up to you. You can add a little bit of water, then add the bouillon and pepper, or just add it straight into the meat. Oh, my mom did put a note in that if you want a creamier caldereta, you can add Reno or liver spread at this part when you add the bouillon and pepper. It will give it a creamier texture, but again, it's totally optional. This one is not for flavoring, it's for texture. So achuete is for coloring and Reno liver spread is for texture. We did not have it this day, so we did not add it. Once you've added the new ingredients and stirred everything together, cover it with a lid and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until the meat fat has dissolved and it's cooking in its own oil. Once there's oil, stir the meat and then add water. If you have already added water, add more water until the meat is submerged, as you can see in the video. I tried to ask my mom how much water, but again, she says just until the meat is submerged. But in this video, she put in like a cup. After the water has been added, you're going to put the lid back on and let the meat tenderize for 30 to 45 minutes total. But about 12 to 15 minutes in, you are going to open it back up and add a can of tomato sauce and salt to taste. Once you've made it as salty as you want, stir again, close the lid, and let it simmer some more. About another 10 minutes in, we're gonna add some banana sauce. Again, there's no measurements, it's to taste, but we were running out, so it was whatever was left in this bottle. My mom is just adding this because caldereta can get a little bit sour, she says, and this is to make it a little bit more sweeter and spicy. That is what tamis anghang means, sweet, spicy. But the UFC banana sauce is totally optional. It was just because my mom said it tasted too sour. My mom did add more salt because adding the banana sauce made it less salty. Stir again, close lid, and continue to simmer. Now we're in the final stretch and we're 40 to 42 minutes in, and my mom did a final taste test and she said it wasn't spicy enough, so she's adding one more chili pepper. And with that chili pepper, she finally added the potatoes. She lowered the heat, and after a few minutes under the lid, the caldereta should be ready to eat and optional. In my family, we are Batangueño, which is basically Filipinos from Batangas. And we are like known for coffee over there, and we pour coffee on our rice, and I think it's a cultural thing, but I grew up on it, so now it's something like I cannot eat rice without when I'm eating something especially as spicy as this. Another thing you might have noticed is I'm using a spoon and fork, and the way we use a spoon and fork is we'll have a spoon in our dominant hand and then the fork in our non-dominant hand, and we'll just shovel rice and meat or whatever we're eating into the spoon using the fork. And honestly, I don't know why not a lot of people eat this way. It's so much easier to get everything into a bite, and it's honestly the best way to eat your plate clean, and I think that's the saying. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys how to properly eat this Filipino dish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And I hope your tummies are always full of yummy food, like Mama Chicha's Caldereta. For now,